Roman Sionis, also known as Black Mask, has been affiliated with the False Facers, the Gotham Mafia, the Society, and the Black Lantern Corps. His notable aliases include Orpheus. His abilities include a criminal mastermind and mind control via mask. Black Mask is a brutally sadistic kingpin in Gotham City's criminal underworld who has a fixation with masks. Black Mask is most notably an adversary of the Batman.
Roman Sionis was born to wealthy and utterly self-absorbed parents who cared more about their social status in Gotham City than their own son. Moments after Roman's birth, the doctors carelessly dropped him on his head, and his parents covered up the entire incident so that their high society friends would not find out. Years later, he was attacked by a rabid raccoon at the Sionis family country estate, and his parents forbade him to mention the incident to anyone.
Despite their dislike for fellow socialites Thomas and Martha Wayne, Roman's parents continued to associate with them to maintain their social standing and forced Roman to befriend their son, Bruce. His parents' hypocrisy had a deep impact on Roman, and he grew to resent them and the masks that they wore in public. After graduating from high school, Roman was given a high-ranking position at his father's company, Janus Cosmetics.
There, he met and fell in love with working-class model Circe, though his parents did not approve of the relationship and forced him to break it off. Enraged, Roman burned down his family mansion, killing both of his parents and inheriting their fortune and business. However, Roman lacked his father's business acumen and eventually ruined Janus Cosmetics by funding a failed line of face paint makeup.
Desperate, Roman had the staff chemists create a product that was rushed to the market without proper testing, disfiguring several hundred women.
Circe, now Roman's fiancée, then broke up with him in front of his entire staff. Bruce Wayne, now head of Wayne Enterprises, offered to bail Janus Cosmetics out on the condition that Roman gave up control and allowed Wayne to appoint his own board of directors.
Humiliated and furious, Roman broke into the cemetery where his parents were buried. Seconds before he could unlock the Sionis crypt, however, a lightning bolt struck him, blasting the door open and hurling Roman headfirst into a nearby stone.
Roman took the incident as an omen of his rebirth and entered the crypt, smashing his father's ebony casket with the stone and using its shattered pieces to carve a skull-like mask, starting a new life as crime lord Black Mask. Within a month, Black Mask had assembled a group of dozens of criminals called the False Face Society, using the Sionis crypt as their base of operations.
Each member of the False Face Society wore a distinctive mask, and the gang's crime spree spread rapidly throughout Gotham, eventually attracting the attentions of the police and the vigilante Batman.
To settle old scores, Black Mask murdered 3 Wayne Foundation executives and kidnapped Circe, forcing her to don a mask laced with Janus Cosmetics' toxic makeup, sparing her life, but permanently disfiguring her face. Black Mask then threatened Circe into rejoining him, giving her a mannequin mask intentionally designed to mock her former life.
Batman eventually managed to deduce Black Mask's identity and correctly predicted that Bruce Wayne would be Sionis' next target. To set a trap for Black Mask, GCPD persuaded Bruce Wayne to hold a masquerade ball at Wayne Manor. Sionis infiltrated the ball and lured Bruce to the mansion's conservatory to kill him.
However, Bruce successfully disarmed Sionis, forcing him to retreat back to his hideout. After Robin secretly followed him, Batman and Robin combated with his underlings at the graveyard. Black Mask escaped through a false bottom installed in his father's coffin and headed to his family estate. Black Mask then entered his old bedroom and set fire to all his old toys, intending to burn the mansion to the ground.
But before Black Mask could escape, Batman flung a Batarang-attached cable around the crime lord's knees, causing him to fall face first on the burning floor, just as the bedroom's rafters began to collapse. The rafters pinned Black Mask's face into the pile of burning toys, and although Batman and Robin were able to tow him out of the fire, Sionis's mask had been burned onto his face. Black Mask was subsequently sent to Arkham Asylum, where he remained behind bars until the international terrorist Ra's al Ghul freed all of its inmates.
Black Mask was not amongst the criminals who followed the Joker in search of the one behind the breakout, and thus never took part in the war against Batman's allies. As this time, it was assumed that Black Mask remained at large. Following the Superboy Prime crisis, most of Arkham Asylum's inmates escaped, including Black Mask, in order to hunt down Batman.
Sionis then returns to crime after the breakout, evidently retaining most of his pre-crisis glory. He soon begins the False Face Society anew, rising through the ranks of Gotham City's underworld while furthering his vendetta against Bruce Wayne and Wayne Enterprises. To stop the False Face Society, Batman poses as a new recruit to their ranks, christened Skullface by Black Mask himself.
Black Mask later kidnaps Lucius Fox, who had a hand in Bruce Wayne's bailout of Janus Cosmetics. Although Batman is eventually able to save Fox, Black Mask manages to evade capture. Black Mask remained at large and resurfaces shortly thereafter to kill rival mobster Dirty Dan Doyle in an ambush shootout.
Black Mask is later approached by the Black Spider, who wishes to join the False Face Society. Black Mask demands the young man to make his bones first by crashing another masquerade ball being held at Wayne Manor. Batman later learns that the Black Spider is a double agent working for the mobster Turk Ottoman and tracks him down to an abandoned theater where he prevents him from shooting Black Mask, who subsequently escapes during the chaos.
Black Mask eventually gives up his vendetta against Bruce Wayne. He controls a large portion of Gotham's criminal underworld until the city is destroyed by an earthquake. Black Mask later becomes the leader of a cult, whose trademark is ritual scarring, until Batman and the Huntress dissolve it by defeating and imprisoning Black Mask in Blackgate Penitentiary, though the crime lord escapes before the city is made part of the country again.
Black Mask begins a drug trafficking ring and decides to move his organization into Gotham's East End. Catwoman soon begins interfering with Black Mask's plans, stealing money from him and giving it to the poor. Black Mask retaliates by forcing Sylvia Sinclair to reveal Catwoman's secret identity to him.
After destroying Catwoman's youth center, Black Mask kidnaps her sister and brother-in-law, the latter of whom he tortures to death with power tools, before forcing the former to eat pieces of her husband's corpse, including his eyeballs. Catwoman arrives to find her brother-in-law dead, her sister insane, and her friend Holly Robinson on the verge of being tortured.
Enraged, Catwoman engages Black Mask at his penthouse, where the crime lord falls from the top of the building. Later, the spoiler seeks Orpheus out, hoping to get Batman control of all of Gotham's crime lords. However, Black Mask murders Orpheus by slitting his throat and proceeds to torture Spoiler to obtain information about the rest of her plan.
Black Mask then assumes Orpheus's identity, using face putty and padding, fooling even Batman and Onyx. As Orpheus, he goes on a mission to kill any member or associate of Batman's crew. As Black Mask returns to continue torturing Spoiler for entertainment, he finds that she has escaped and subsequently tracks her down.
Although she escapes his clutches once again, Spoiler supposedly dies due to the injuries inflicted on her and the willful negligence of Leslie Tompkins. Black Mask later infiltrates Oracle's clock tower in an attempt to expose her to the mob, and Batman attacks him in a blind rage. Fearful that Black Mask will kill Batman, Oracle activates a self-destruct device in the tower to get Batman to save her.
Black Mask then becomes the overlord of Gotham's underworld. gathering enough financial resources to purchase a Mazo android and a large supply of kryptonite. Allied with reporter Arturo Rodriguez, Black Mask begins a campaign to discredit Batman. While Rodriguez slams Batman in the press, Sionis commits a series of murders disguised as the Dark Knight. The real Batman eventually exposes Rodriguez and captures Sionis, but the crime lord kills the escorting officer transporting him to jail and escapes once again.
The assassin Deathstroke later approaches Black Mask, offering him a place within the society. Eager to strengthen his increasingly tenuous grip on the underworld, the crime lord accepts. Black Mask then continues to threaten the most important people in Catwoman's life, prompting her to retaliate by shooting Black Mask's jaw with her gun, killing him.
After the shooting, Selina Kyle passes the mantle of Catwoman to her friend Holly, who is soon arrested for Sionis' murder. Later, dozens of would-be crime bosses attempt to fill in the vacancy created by Black Mask's death. Black Mask is later resurrected as a Black Lantern and attempts to show Catwoman why shooting him in the head was a bad idea.
In an attempt to scare Catwoman, Black Mask goes after her sister once more. He demonstrates the ability to fly and reorganize the structures of buildings. Poison Ivy manages to stop Black Mask by trapping him inside a mutated pitcher plant, its digestive juices dissolving his body as fast as his ring could regenerate it.
After some time, Roman Sionis is secretly resurrected and assumes the alias of Black Mask once again. However, his resurrection caused him to suffer from split personality disorder, with Roman Sionis as one personality and Black Mask as the other. And the technology in his mask grants him the ability to control the weak-minded.
Eventually, Roman Sionis is committed to Arkham Asylum's infirmary, being treated by Dr. Jeremiah Arkham. Sionis attempted a hunger strike to try and regain his mask. When the Talons attack the asylum, Sionis retrieves his mask to telepathically influence the inmates into attacking the Talons.
Black Mask then attempts to use his abilities on Batman, but fails and is forced to escape the asylum. Black Mask later resurfaces to reassemble the False Face Society, coming into conflict with the Mad Hatter while doing so, who considers Black Mask an enemy due to their similar mind control abilities. Batman intervenes and puts an end to their battle, and Sionis is sent back to Arkham Asylum.
Black Mask reappears as a member of the secret society of supervillains when the crime syndicate arrive from their dimension. Black Mask and his False Face Society crash the Rogues' battle against Mr. Freeze and Clayface to claim bounty on the Rogues. To this day, Roman Sionis remains one of Gotham's most powerful crime lords.
He now dons a gray metallic mask and is allied with Penguin and Great White in an alliance known as the Blacks and Whites. Together, they've hired KG Beast to kill Batman. Black Mask's most prominent ability is his utilization of a black mask which he wears.
The mask possesses hypnosis-like mind-controlling abilities that extend through the material of the masks that his henchmen wear, rendering them under his direct control. He has also killed his victims by applying toxin-filled masks to their faces, poisoning them to death, and leaving their faces hideously shriveled and blackened. He utilizes various firearms, particularly his signature twin automatic pistols, although he occasionally uses melee weapons as well, sometimes even wielding a medieval sword. Black Mask displays a talent for improvisational fighting techniques and has a high tolerance for pain that allows him to combat against accomplished hand-to-hand fighters such as Batman and Catwoman. A skilled and relentless tactician with vast wealth and resources at his disposal, Black Mask is one of the most powerful men in Gotham City's criminal underworld. He eliminates his opposition and consolidates power using fear and intimidation. He is renowned for his brutally sadistic physical and psychological torture techniques, which he often uses either to extract information or simply to torment his enemies. Black Mask is also a highly gifted businessman, impersonator, actor, and escape artist.